Oh, my God. Oh, my God. John Wilner, who covers college athletics, a syndicated reporter and many publications of note, he tweeted out, USC and UCLA are planning to leave for the Big Ten as early as 2024. Move has not been finalized at the highest levels of power. Nicole Auerbach, who works for The Athletic, and our friend Bruce Feldman, Athletic and Fox Sports, both are saying they're hearing the same exact thing. USC and UCLA in the Big Ten. That means adios Pac-12, unless somehow the Pac-12 and the Big Ten get together and decide to merge forces altogether.
Did they have kind of a co-allegiant thing
Well, I mean, it's
going on?
the Rose Bowl. They've had a Rose Bowl relationship since the dawn of time.
But the allegiance or something that was called?
Well, I mean, that was part of, the response to, Texas and Oklahoma leaving to the SEC. Yeah. There's some sort of an alliance.
The alliance.
Right, between those two and, was it the ACC as well?
Oh, I think
okay.
You might be right, yeah.
But I'm telling you, the battle lines have been drawn for quite some time. The NIL world is only serving to accelerate it. The fire has been burning. The embers are apparent. This NIL stuff is an accelerant. Okay? That's what this is. It is coming. The Super League of college athletics is coming. And you better get on board, because if you're not going to get on board, you're going to be left behind. USC and UCLA talking to the Big Ten. That is wild. Bruce Feldman says it is his understanding that the two schools here in Southern California, USC and UCLA, reached out to the Big Ten. They said, hey, what do you think of this idea? Because they might be looking around at the Pac-12 and saying, this isn't working. And we need to move fast, just like Texas and Oklahoma did to spark this stuff. USC gets Lincoln Riley out of Oklahoma, and now they might take USC out of the Pac-12. Wow. And, of course, we all know USC will wind up in the same division as Michigan because we always have to play those guys.
Oh, don't make this about you. Oh, come on.
It's the freaking truth. It's the truth. Michigan's got to play Ohio State, Michigan State, Penn State every year. The other teams don't. Every year, we got to play Wisconsin. Iowa more often than not. Oh, yeah, USC will come to the Big Ten, and they won't take on the team that they have a history with for the Rose Bowl over and over and over and over again. No. USC doesn't have to play Michigan every year, and Michigan doesn't have to play USC every year. It's coming, and I don't care if you think I'm arrogant. It's a fact. But welcome. Bring it. Because that just means two things. One thing, just for the Big Ten overall, huge relevance in the world where you need to stay relevant. And two, for me personally, I get to go down down the 10 freeway and see my team every now and then.
Yeah, once a year you get to see them now.
Go to the Rose Bowl, Michigan. Oh yeah, Michigan. They won't put Michigan in the Rose Bowl. They won't do that. Yeah, well, why? Because the Michigan has no history of the Rose Bowl. Oh, wait a minute. They helped found the damn game.
I don't know how you're making this story about Michigan.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
It's a really unique skill that you have.
You know what? I do. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. But these are just the facts. These are the facts. There will be times where Ohio State doesn't play USC every year.
This is about the implosion of the Pac-12, not how it affects Michigan.
Well, guess what? I only had a few minutes here. Okay. I decided to use that real estate here. At the top of the next hour, we've got a whole segment to fill on more, one would think, universally relevant topics, other than the ones that personally affect me and cause my gut to just tense up.
It's one of your finer skills.
Thank you.
I got to commend you.
Well, I'm just also saying it's my hosting skills to know I've got a few minutes of real estate here, and I've got a larger piece of real estate coming up in the next hour for me to expand on another thing that proves me correct. So don't worry, I'll still twist it.
I am also here for all the Twitter jokes
Coming
right
up.
now of like the first time USC loses 13-10 at Iowa, they'll rethink this decision.
Hey, man, Iowa's a tough place to play. It's a hell of a lot tougher to play than Washington State, Oregon State,
Can't wait
Utah.
for that. Can't wait for that UCLA Northwestern noon kickoff.
Hey, man. I would put Big Ten's competition up against the Pac-12 competition. I would put our markets in the Big Ten up against the markets in the Pac-12.
The Big Ten is obviously deeper. The Pac-12 is super top heavy.
And they're reading the room.
Yeah.
They're seeing their room. And the room isn't just the Pac-12. It's the entirety of college athletics. And somebody's thinking about the future.
Welcome to the party, pal.
They're thinking about how can we stay relevant. And I bet you right now, somebody in the campus of Eugene, Oregon is freaking out. Take us too. What about us? Don't leave us behind. They're looking for that dinghy on the sinking ship right now. Because the women and children, a.k.a. UCLA and USC, are getting on that boat first. Wow.